Is this Nivin Pauly's comeback, just like Nitin Pauly predicted? Let's review Malayali from India. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Buddies and Blockbuster. As you know, I'm your host, AJ. Yes, Bob is not here. What happens when we're in two time zones? We can't always be together for all the movies, but I'm gonna go through this by myself.
I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me.
I did watch Malayalee from India. I was looking forward to this movie mainly because I'm a Nivin Pauly fan, to be honest. Whether it's his romantic movies or his comedies that he has, his timing of those humor moments has always been epic, and it's something that I really like. And mainly from his cameo performance in Washington Kashesham.
Caucus, belt, groupism, favoritism, net.
That was the best. To be honest, his role as Nitin Pauly in that movie was awesome. So expectation and the want for this movie to come out was a bit more, and I thought it's going to be kind of okay. This is his comeback moment. And initially, based on the trailers that was posted and the marketing and the advertising by the director was done in the best way. The initial trailers was something that was good, and it looked like it was a comedy, a romance, like a rom-com, and it's going to be like a blast and an adventure. So I was looking forward to it. Apparently it's not, because the next trailer, which was released like some time ago recently, it took a 180 or a 360 because it went on the serious note. I was scratching my head, so I was really intrigued, and the expectation was a bit more now because I wanted to see how are they going to intertwine that comedy and the rom-com piece into the serious role, right? Let's dive into it. It's a story of a Malayalee who's played by Nivin Pauly. He's the main lead. He's also accompanied by dhyansreenivasan, who's awesome. Just like Nivin Pauly, his comedic timing is always great in all his movies and all the portrayals that he has. Both of them are the main leads, but Nivin Pauly has the most screen time, of course. Anishwara is there as the female lead. I'm going to talk about that later. For the most part, it revolves around Nivin Pauly and Dhyan for a bit. A Malayali who doesn't want to do much, doesn't work, and doesn't help out a lot in the family. He does kind of while away his time, plays cricket and also participates and kind of contributes to the government parties that's there in his district. Kind of picks off from there, and to be honest, the first half of the movie is just like the first trailer. It's a fun time. It's comedy. I was laughing. Like it was such a joyride, and I like that piece. I think where this movie drops, and this is what you're seeing across the board in reviews, is there is multiple plots going on. It doesn't stay in the same theme. It doesn't work out all the time. You've got to, if you're going into a rom-com theme, you've got to kind of do that same piece across the board, and that should be kind of the overarching message for the audience that this movie is going in this way. But if you're going to try to put in multiple plot points across, it's going to feel like we're all over the place, and that's exactly what I felt with this movie. Really wish it could have just done better if it had just picked out one of the plots, right? I'm not saying that it should have just been a rom-com and just a blast and an adventure. I feel even if it wanted to be the serious movie, like having a couple of the social components like Jana Gana Mana, that was fine. But then stay in that same plot point. The fact that right after the first half, because of an incident, I don't want to spoil the story, things go all over the place, and this is where it goes into multiple branches, kind of hard to keep up, and that's where you lose the audience. For the most part, it reminded me of a couple of movies, and you're going to see this in a bunch of reviews. Is you've taken Janagana Mana, you've taken Bajrangi Bhaijaan, you've taken a comedy version of Goat Life, and also put in like a rom-com at the beginning. So that's like four. I've listed out 4 plot points. Do that to any audience, you're gonna lose them for the most part. By no means am I saying this is like a bad movie. I had fun. Mainly because of Nivin Pauly and his comedic essence that he's filtered out throughout the whole movie, as well as Dhyan. The bond between the two of them is really good. I had a really good time as and when they're there on the screen, and them having these banters and the way how they have the chemistry going. That was perfect. But it's mainly around the story that kind of loses my interest. Again, it's just my opinion that I feel this way. Nothing against Nivin Pauly. It's unfortunate that this movie wasn't as I expected it to be. right? And also in general, to be honest, we have had a wave of blockbuster films in the Mollywood industry. So the bar on expectation is here. Right now, when you don't live up to that, you're just gonna get brought down to reality. Right? I feel that's what's happening here. I strongly believe that it's nothing to do with the actor itself. It's more to do with the storyline. Everybody in the cast has done their job and portrayed their characters in the best way possible. And Nivin Pauly is the main piece driving the force across this whole movie, regardless of the multiple plot lines and the fact that he needs to go from comedic loser all the way to kind of a different plot line where there's social events happening, again comedy, and again back to serious moments. I feel he's done a great job, but is it worth going to the theater? I don't think so. I think it's a one-time watch. I really like the first half, and it's only when it started to go into these multiple loopholes, and it was a bit draggy, I think, because you had multiple storylines. So the director thought of just making those plots its own piece, which kind of drags the length of the movie. Aside from that, do I believe that it's worth going to the theater for this? I don't think so. You can wait for this to come in your streaming platform, and you can watch it, and you can have fun. Now, for all Nivin Pauly fans, you're gonna laugh. It's a comedic time in doing those moments, and whenever he's delivering those components, that's always there. He does a great job there, as well as Dhyan to complement him. Instead of that, one piece about Anushwara. Sorry to say this, but there was no reason for her to be there. I guess it was just about the name, because she didn't have much of a role to play. It was just during the first half, and that's it. But yeah, aside from that, guys, I just wanted to take this moment to thank all my buddies here in this channel, mainly because you guys have shown me a lot of support. In my previous review for Avesham, it's done remarkably well. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you like American Rugged now, and I'll continue to do some weird stuff as we move forward.
Come on, they make it weird.
The back and forth in the comments, be sure to put it in. I read them, and look forward to more bonus coming up in the channel next week, because it's not just about reviews, there's much more to come. So thank you, and as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.